Well, greetings, everybody. I love y'all. I want you to know that there's been a lot of interactions going on with the comments and such that I'm very grateful for. Of course, some really breaks my heart, but there are some that are so uplifting. Thank you, Omega Truth and Adam Dollar. I appreciate what you've done for me. And there are things that I do want to bring out here, but I don't want to bring them out just yet. You can probably see by the backdrop here part of what I really intend to bring out. In fact, I've seen these things myself, 10 years ago or so when I was driving down the road in Texas, and I couldn't believe my eyes. I almost ran off the road. I pulled over on the side of the road, and my children were with me in my van. We got outside, and I pointed out to them in the sky, and it changed all of their lives just as mine as well was, because we've all been lied to our entire life. I've ordered a new book. Well, it's not a new book, it's a used book that I've ordered, but I've probably bought this book more times than any other book I've ever bought, other than the Holy Scriptures and the Strong's Exhaustive Concordance. Besides those two, this book is one that I ordered more of, and they keep getting bulldozed and they get burned and all these things. And I've given away several copies as well when I could afford it back in the past. But there are some things that I really need to bring back out and to reiterate on, but hopefully with just another take over many of the videos that I brought out over the years. There are people that come in here recently and they'll watch one video, and there's ideas that come to them, but I've already brought out most of the subjects, honestly. In all the videos long past, even I've touched on most every subject. But I understand the importance, that people cannot just sit down and go through all these videos. It would take them months if they were 24 hours a day just to watch the videos I brought out. It would take months to get through all of them, and I understand that. So what I'm hoping to do is to bring out some of the heavier matters, the meatier matters, and I plan on doing that here in the recent future. So I pray that you'll pray for me as I pray for you. I pray for the truckers. I pray for the workmen out there that are trying to keep us safe. And I'm not talking from the coronavirus crapola. Okay, that's far from what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as far as still allowing us to have our right to be able to worship as we desire to worship our Heavenly Father, not as the churches do out there or anything of that sort, but to be able to keep our lifestyles free of the contamination the best we can, and to please our Heavenly Father through His righteous Son. I do pray for all these workers. If it wasn't for the truckers, Adam Dollar, I'm going to tell you, man, I do appreciate what you do, and all the fellow truckers, tell them I've been praying for them. Without you, we'd have no food. We'd have nothing that we need. Our shoes would wear out on our feet. We wouldn't have nothing to wear except maybe plastic bags, So, if it wasn't for you men that are out there putting your life in risk each and every time you start that engine up on your truck, man, and take off down the highway. My dad used to be a trucker as well. In fact, the song by Red Solvine, I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it was called Giddy Up Go, Daddy, Giddy Up Go. Actually, my dad ran into Red Solvine, who actually followed my dad into a restaurant, and my dad ended out in the back of his truck, Giddy Up Go, Daddy, because that's what I would say when he drove home and he parked the truck, and I seen him, and it's like, giddy up, go, Daddy, giddy up, go, and Red Solvine heard the story, saw the plaque, and he wrote a song and sang it, but it was basically, He changed a lot of it as if it was his own son and such, but or somebody else's, because I was somebody else's son. I wasn't Red Solvine's. But anyway, if you've ever heard that song, you know where it came from. If you haven't, Red Solvine, REDSOVEIGN, I believe it is, or IEGN. Giddy Up GoDaddy. Sometime you ought to listen to it. Pretty interesting song. I used to love Red Solvine. He was the first rapper there ever was. But anyway, I want you to suck in this picture right here, my friends. Consider also, if you go up on top of a hill, on top of a mountain even, and you look at the sun or you look at the moon, it's way, way, way bigger. And being millions and millions and millions of miles away, going up on a little mountain, a few thousand feet up in the air, shouldn't make it look as big as it is, especially if you're out deer hunting and you see a deer 400 yards away and it's only that big, but it's yet 5 feet tall, and you get up there maybe 50 feet closer and it's still just about the same size. Looking off in the distance, but we're only talking hundreds of yards. When you're talking millions and millions of miles, going up on top of a mountain shouldn't make much of a difference between where you were at the foothills and up on the top looking at the sun or the moon. Okay, we've been lied to our entire lives. There's so many things we need to unlearn. I want to bring out about the year 325 AD, when all the true believers were killed off. They were given the opportunity to eat a piece of pork and live, or to die. And as you've seen, many, many, many chose to die horrible deaths instead of displeasing our King. And yet today we try to make excuses for everything. Recently I had a fellow write and say, well, I suppose you're going to try to tell me next that I shouldn't trim my hair, clip my beard, trim my beard. And this, he's like, look, man, I'm not going to tell you any of these things. You already know it. I'm not going to allow you to blame it on me. And you know these things, and yet you're choosing to be disobedient. Well, we need to start being obedient in everything, pleasing our King, pleasing our Heavenly Father. There was a time our Father repented of even creating mankind. That's why he has nothing to do with us right now. That's why he has his Son doing so. And his Son, his start was in the flesh, just like you and me, became in the flesh. And those that believe that he didn't, that he was sitting on a cloud, strumming a harp for millions and billions and trillions of years before he jumped down into Mary's womb, it says that those are anti-messiahs. Those are anti-Christs. Read it for yourself. So pray for me. I'm praying for you, and I've got some interesting information to bring out here shortly. I'm just waiting on that book to come in, but I just wanted to let y'all know I'm not abandoning you. I love y'all. You mean very much to me, but even more so to our King. I love you, but our King loves you more. He hates what you do if you're doing things that aren't proper and right, and so do I. With that, my friends, we'll see you later. Just keep this picture here in mind. Keep that in mind as you desire and choose to unlearn everything that you learned in your life. Bye.